everyone. I'm Haley Bright from CoinOpTV. Let's have some red carpet fun at the 2011 Writers Guild Awards. When you wrote Black Swan, did you have Natalie Portman in mind for the role?
Yeah, totally. I mean, she and Darren had met like almost a decade ago, I think, and talked about doing a ballet film together. So she was in his head, she was in my head. We were hoping that she'd say yes when the time came. She did, thank God. But she was always who we were imagining.
And what's it been like? The film's totally blown up. You've been traveling all around. What's been the best part of the whole experience?
Geez, it's hard to pick one thing out. I mean, it's when we set out to make this film, it was a risky thing. We all didn't quite know what to expect, how the world would respond. It was an out-of-the-box kind of movie.
It's definitely out of the box.
Yeah, so to have this happen, it's just like so gratifying and it's amazing.
What was the best part of being nominated tonight? I mean, it's the Writers Guild Awards. This is a very special night.
The best part is that it's my peers, that this is recognition by people whose work I admire, people whose work I've looked up to and stolen from copiously and shamelessly. So it's really, that's what's gratifying about it. It's people who know writing. We're saying this is good work, and nothing means more than that.
So you have the Chicago 8 coming out this year.
We hope, yes.
Yeah, what are you going to bring out of your personality that we haven't currently seen on Big Bang Theory or Blossom?
Well, it's been a little slow in coming out, but I think for Chicago 8, it was really great to do, that kind of period piece. I grew up with those stories of that era in politics, so I think there was a lot of kind of creativity, but also drawing on what I knew of the historical time and what sort of all the actors knew of it. So it was much more of kind of a personal mission to do that movie, whereas Big Bang is really a pure creative, venture.
Christian Bale did an amazing job in The Fighter. What did he bring to the character that you didn't quite see when you were writing it?
What did he bring when it did? Well, I don't know. It's hard. That's hard to say. I mean, there's so much depth in his performance that, he's not doing an impersonation, although he sounds and looks, a lot like Dickie. But, you can feel his performance on a visceral level. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. He manages audience so strongly connect to that performance of his. That's something that you can't put on the page. That's something that an actor has to bring to it.
In real life, Dickie is a lovable character. As hard a life as he's lived, and he did become a crook, and he was a crack addict, but you know what? I'm telling you, the guy has a huge heart. So I would say that's probably what Christian, he got that across, and I think by the end of the film, you're pulling for him. You still want to see Mickey win in that ring, not just for Mickey, but also for Dickie. So I think he captured that.
When you wrote The Pacific, what did you take from your own life when you were writing that?
Well, that's a wonderful question, because I took this job in part because of my father. Robert F. Shanken, Commander Naval Retired, who served in the Pacific as a young ensign in the bomb disposal unit. And in part, this was to honor his service. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to say that to my father and to honor him in this regard. So I think there's that. And then all the veterans who've been so gracious in their praise and their gratitude for this event. I've never heard anything from any of them, but thank you for telling our story finally, and thank you for getting it right. And nothing means more than that. It's been very gratifying.
You're really into attachment parenting, and that landed you a role as a celebrity blogger on CelebrityBabyScoop.com.
Yes.
Have you ever blogged before?
Well, I actually write for a site called Kveller.com, and also the Today Show picked up some of my writing. So it's
Congrats.
Nice thank you. It's nice to be writing for a couple different places, and I don't like to think that I'm a spokesperson for anything except my family and what works for us. Some people find it interesting, some people find it weird, but I guess there's different things that all parents do that other people think are weird, and it doesn't make anybody right or wrong, just people do it different. So.
At least you can pass on some good advice to people that have never had kids before.
That's true. And I think also just to get people to expand what they think we're supposed to do. Because I think a lot of it is I was told you have to do this, and you kind of get to decide what works for you, and that's kind of what we do. So.
And there's so many writers out there that are trying to make it. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone?
You just got to do it every day is the real truth. I mean, it does take a lot of luck in terms of meeting the right person or having the right opportunity, but you just want to make sure you have a good piece of material for when that happens. So be writing every day.
So people really better be on their best game all the time.
It's hard, you know, you got to be tireless. You got to write a lot of bad pages to write a good page, is the truth.
How many pieces of paper have you thrown away?
Thank God we're in a more paperless world now, but yeah, a lot. There's stacks and stacks and stacks, a forest's worth probably.
That wraps up an amazing night of celebrating writers at the 2011 Writers Guild Awards.